So, you're thinking about your future, what you want to study, right? I want to talk about a field that's, well, it's shaping pretty much every part of our lives and why it might just be the degree of the future. We're talking about service design. Let's dive in. I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. Why is grabbing a coffee from one cafe just a perfect, seamless part of your morning, while trying to navigate a government website feels like an absolute nightmare? Or why is one app on your phone so intuitive and another one makes you want to just, I don't know, throw it against the wall? We've all been there. Well, the answer to all those amazing and all those frustrating moments, it comes down to something we use constantly, usually without even thinking about it: services. That great coffee shop? That's a service. That terrible website? Also a service. And the thing is, we usually only notice the design behind them when they go really, really wrong. And this is where you have this kind of awakening, this aha moment. You realize that none of these experiences are happening by accident. Every single step, every interaction, it's all been designed by someone. And here's the kicker: if something can be designed poorly, it can always, always be redesigned to be better. And that is the heart and soul of what a service designer does. It's such a simple idea, but it's so incredibly powerful. Your goal isn't just about making things more efficient or look prettier. It's about fundamentally improving someone's life, solving a real human problem, and leaving them better off than they were before. Okay, so how do service designers actually do this? Well, it all starts with learning to see the world just a little differently. It all starts with the designer's mindset. This diagram right here, it perfectly sums up the unique spot a service designer occupies. See, on one side, you've got the organization with its goals, what it needs to achieve to succeed. On the other side, you have real people, customers, with their real human needs. The service designer, you're the crucial bridge right in the middle, creating a service that actually works for both. You're part designer, part strategist, making sure a business's goals create real value for people. And this whole way of working is guided by a few core principles. First up, it's holistic. That means you're not just fixing one broken button on a website. No, you're looking at the entire experience, from the first ad someone sees all the way to the customer support call they might make a year later. It's also super collaborative. You bring everyone into the room: customers, employees, the bosses, because the best ideas come when you create with people, not just for them. And finally, it's iterative. You build a little, you test it, you learn from what didn't work, and you make it better. It's all about making progress, not trying to get it perfect on the first shot. Now, this leads to a really cool idea from the world of entrepreneurship. It's called effectuation theory. Now, stay with me, it's simpler than it sounds. Imagine you want to bake a cake. Instead of picking a super complicated recipe and then going out to buy a ton of ingredients, you just open your fridge, look at what you already have, and ask yourself, okay, what awesome thing can I create with what's right here in front of me? It's about starting with what you've got to create new possibilities. And that, right there, is the service designer's mindset in a nutshell. You basically become a detective for not solved problems. All those little frustrations people have that everyone else just seems to ignore. And you start to see them not as annoying gaps, but as wide open opportunities to create something new and genuinely useful. All right, so we've talked about the mindset, but let's get practical. What do you actually learn to do? What are the hard skills you're going to walk away with after studying service design? You're going to master some seriously high-demand skills. You'll learn how to do research that gets to the heart of what people truly need. You'll learn to map out these huge, complex systems to see how everything is connected. You'll create things like service journeys, which are basically storyboards of a person's experience, and service blueprints, which are like the detailed architectural plans for how a service actually works behind the scenes. And maybe most importantly, you learn how to tell a story and communicate these big ideas visually so everyone gets on board and actually makes change happen. And you learn to put all these skills to use in a really clear, logical process. It starts with step one, understanding all the stakeholders. That means talking to absolutely everyone involved. Then, in step two, you map out the journey as it is right now, warts and all. From there, step three, you start to blueprint a new, better solution. And finally, and this is the fun part, step four, you prototype it. You build a small, testable version of your idea to see how it works in the real world before you go and build the whole thing. It's a super smart way to bring ideas to life. Okay, now this is where things get really, really interesting for your future. A degree in service design doesn't just get you ready for the jobs we have today. It actually makes you AI ready for the jobs of tomorrow. Think of it this way. A huge part of what you learn is how to write these super clear, precise stories that capture a user's journey and their needs. Well, that exact skill, that's the foundation of prompt engineering. That's the art of communicating with an AI to tell it exactly what you need it to do. You see, you're not learning skills that an AI is going to replace. You're learning the skills to be the person who directs the AI. So, when you put all of this together, this human-centered mindset and these totally future-ready skills, you end up in a position to make a real massive impact on the world.
Honestly, this way of thinking, it just fundamentally changes how you see everything. You stop being a passive user who just has to put up with bad experiences. You become an active creator, someone who sees a broken system and actually has the toolkit and the confidence to start fixing it.
And this skill set is desperately needed everywhere. I mean, you could be redesigning how patients experience a hospital, making government services easier for citizens to use, creating better ways for students to learn, or even tackling huge challenges like sustainability. In pretty much every field you can think of, there's a need for people who can make sure our technology and our systems actually work for human beings. So, as you're thinking about what's next for you, maybe the question isn't just, what job do I want? Maybe the better question is, what problem do I want to solve? Because a degree in service design gives you the power to do just that. The only real question left is, what broken experience will you fix first?